Hello, good evening. This is Ninghui Kim Kong Sai, and you're watching TCN English News Edition. First, the headlines. Banning of internet services and mobile data in Churachandpur district greatly affects normal life. Residents trek to hilltop for mobile signal. Moreh update. Need for shifting bunker from the district hospital main gate required. News in detail. Hundreds of residents in Manipur's Churachandpur district have been trekking several kilometers to hilltops every day to access mobile signal and internet, following the suspension of internet services in the district since February 16. Residents, including students preparing for exams, have been frequenting Taimul Hilltop, 4.8 km from Churachandpur town, Koite Hilltop, 4.5 km away, and Kaprang Hilltop, 7.7 km away to get internet access. These places have become unlikely hotspots, offering a faint glimmer of connections in an otherwise disconnected district, said a local requesting anonymity. The Manipur government initially suspended internet services in Churachandpur for 5 days following a mob attack on district office complexes of the Superintendent of Police and Deputy Commissioner on February 16. However, the suspension has been extended till March 2 due to security concerns. While internet services remain suspended in Churachandpur, nearby districts have not been affected. This offered a temporary reprieve from the communications blackout, allowing them to send and receive messages, access information, and connect with loved ones. While this trek for connectivity provided some relief, it appears to be short-lived, as local village volunteers have reportedly stopped people from visiting the hilltops. This has caused frustrations among residents who were relying on this work around to stay connected with loved ones, access information, and continue their studies. People were able to send and receive important information and connect with loved ones using the internet from the hilltops. It was a relief for them. However, they are now being prevented from going there by village volunteers, said a local resident. The recent incidents and activities occurring at Moreh that had been covered by our correspondent reporters there are updated as under. A one-day free icon was organized today, the 27th of February, for the women folks of Moreh by the Cookie Student Organization's Moreh block. The icon can be organized since the curfew had been relaxed at Moreh and many elderly women joined the program. The doctors, including specialized eye care doctors, treated the attendees with dedication and enthusiasm, and they also came equipped with all the necessary instruments. Key location point was also visited by our correspondents USB Lungdim and Momon Singh Sod at Moreh, and they also handed out books for the women to read as they stand in guard, carrying out their responsibilities to the fullest. They also visited the rest house of the women folks at KLP, and they reported that their sanitary system is poor and left unattended. They urged the concerned authorities to look into the matter in the earliest. Further reports about the Moreh Hospital main gate were also made, where they reported that the gate had been shut down to block the entry of Mayday CDOs since they had burned down houses in Paisamvang in the recent incidents. After meeting the BSF CEO, they urged him to shift the bunker situated near the hospital gate somewhere convenient since closing down the hospital main gate had caused many inconveniences to the public as well as had halted the passage of ambulance through it. A small emergency gate has been used for now, and this caused inconveniences while dropping and discharging patients from hospitals, and the gate doesn't fit ambulance as well. This matter is to be discussed with the SP and DC, said the BSF CEO. Many hospital beds have already been worn out, and a new responsibility for the CSO and public had emerged since only we can help ourselves due to the ongoing genocidal activities carried out in the state by the state-sponsored majoritarian Moreh people.
I came over here to care survive in Nuya. Galai to Lahi on the curfew, given Kabi, let over for the cup. Muti or more if you are home. I mean, hardly home. Is there you see, I didn't put a case for more block case on the part to let medical. I especially so Mít kizan di ho. Cái tầm mình hát lâu xì xì.
Cái dòng các cái pae, cái pae lâu hoa đinh là họ sao? Bám đẹp.
The Kuki Reformation Forum expresses its profound gratitude and sincere thanks to the leader of Thado Impi for rechristening into Thado Tribe Council. General headquarters to be one of the constituent cognate tribes of Kuki Impi Manipur on the 25th February 2024. In its letters of appreciations, the Kuki Reformation Forum said it is a red letter day for the members of the Kuki Reformation Forum founded in the year 2024 to bring changes and reformations by striving relentlessly for consecutive 10 years to bring the Thado tribe and its kindred tribes within the armpit of Kuki nomenclature and Kuki Impi Manipur. The later further said that it is also historic in the annals of Kuki Impi Manipur history that the long tug of war between Kuki Impi and Thado Impi is solved and compromised to work hand in glove for the betterment and welfare of the Kuki people in general and that of all the cognate tribes in particular in future. The Kuki Reformation Forum also appreciates the leaders of the Kuki Impi Manipur for stretching out its open arms untiringly to accommodate all the kindred erstwhile Kuki tribes into its fold, added the latter. The federations of KSU, KZP, MSO, SSPP, TCSA, TSP, ZILAI, ZSF, ZSP made a humble appeal to all officials in the district administration yesterday in the 26th of February 2024. The release reads, in the aftermath of the recent unfortunate events of 15 February 2024, the district administrations have become paralyzed. The paralyzed district administrations has rendered the student community and the education sector most affected. While the events of 15 February 2024 are unfortunate, the joint students' body appealed to concerned authorities and officials to ensure that the district administrations, as far as possible, continues to function as normal. 11 days have elapsed since the unfortunate events and the number of people and services affected by the paralyzed district administrations continues to mount further with the appeal. Proper functions of the district administrations is of utmost importance in view of certain pertinent matters such as the ongoing board examinations, the requirement for evaluations of answer papers in Lamka, the continued efforts for establishment of an online examination center for competitive exams in Lamka, to name a few pertinent matters. Furthermore, the recent news that IDP students are suffering for want of food and relief materials is distressing, to say the least. The appeal continues to read, JSP, Lamka appeals to all officials in the district administrations, from the highest ranking to the lowest, to put in the effort to recommence normal administrations and ensure that all public services, goods intended for the general public, and in particular, the IDPs are delivered. At the same time, JSP appeals to all to maintain an environment of peace and conducive to the proper functioning of the district administration. The KSO General Headquarters Education Secretary Thangmoy Haokip issued a public notice regarding a free education mission sponsored by Nicholson School, Kerala, and few other schools as well. The schools will provide free sponsorship for female students between class 5 to 8. This sponsorship was also done last year. The mission of this free sponsorship is to help the downtrodden sections of the society who are directly or indirectly victims of war. First priority will be given to the students who failed to send last year. Only the first 50 students to fill up will be given the priority. Also, male students from starting between class 4 to 8 will offer certain educational privileges by the Catholic schools at Manipur. The orphan students will be given full sponsorship and 50% sponsorship for students with single parents. The first 15 students will be given the opportunity for detailed information. Contact Kamwanlal, Assistant Education Secretary, KSO General Headquarters, bearing contact number 7005-437-663 or 9366-292-180. Today, the Indo-Myanmar Seasonal Food Traders Unit IMSFTU got affiliated under the MP Chamber of Commerce, Moreh ICCM. The newly formed Traders Union is specifically designed and came into being in order to assist any seasonal food traders by looking after their grievances and obstacles, and most importantly to provide the maximum capacity of business opportunities among the community and to ensure healthy and peaceful business environment. And all the traders of seasonal food items like perkia, watermelon, coconut, mango, etc. must enroll under the IMSFTU. And traders will not be allowed to operate their business without obtaining the license issued by the IMSFTU. Officials of the Indo-Myanmar Seasonal Food Traders Union are Nam Zahoy Mate, Chairperson, Nam Chin Haokip, Vice Chairperson, Seimin Thang Mate, Secretary, Seitin Lau Haokip, Joint Secretary, Hoini Kim Vaipe, Finance, Nuksalam, Committee Member, Mohandi, Committee Member, Mango Kongsai, Committee Member, respectively. The Mizoram Council of Ministers is yet to pass a resolution opposing the scrapping of the Free Movement Regime (FMR) with neighboring Myanmar. This was informed in the assembly by Home Minister K. Sabdanga on Monday. He said that the state government has come to learn about the plan to scrap the FMR with Myanmar only through reports in sections of the media. As per India Today, Northeast, thousands of people from the neighboring country have taken refuge in Mizoram following a military coup in Myanmar in 2021. The center earlier this month ended the FMR, which allows people residing close to the India-Myanmar border to venture 16 kilometers into each other's territory without visa. The Council of Ministers is yet to pass any resolutions to oppose the lifting of the FMR, as it learned the matter through only media reports. However, the matter has been proposed to be tabled at the Council of Ministers meeting, Sabdanga said. Earlier, Chief Minister Laldu Amar had said that his government wanted the FMR to be retained, claiming that the Mizo people living in India and Myanmar can't accept the present international border because it was demarcated by the British without consulting the Mizo people. Mizoram NGO Coordination Committee, a conglomerate of 5 major civil society organizations and students' bodies, including Central Young Mizo Associations, CYMA, and Mizo Zirlaipo, MZP, has also opposed the move to fence the India-Myanmar border and scrap the FMR. A large section of the people of Myanmar who have taken refuge in the state belong to the Chi, also known as the Zhou community. They share the same ancestry and culture as the Mizos of Mizoram. Chin is also a state in western Myanmar. Chief Minister Biren Singh on February 27 launched the National E-Vidhan Applications NEVA in the Manipur Legislative Assembly. As per inputs from India Today Northeast, the inaugural function was attended by Speaker of the House, Sri Thoksom Satyabrata Singh, Ministers, MLAs, Chief Secretary Dr. Vinit Joshi, Director General of Police Rajiv Singh, Administrative Secretaries, among others. Speaking as the chief guest of the function, the Chief Minister said it was a historic moment under the dynamic and visionary leader of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He said, under the Prime Minister's leadership, we are aiming to become the third biggest economy in the world in the next 5 years. Further, according to the Chief Minister, the aim of launching the NEVA is to transform India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy under the Prime Minister. He said that the Indian government has identified 44 mission mode projects and that NEVA is one of the projects to facilitate paperless assembly. He continued that one main objective for launching NEVA is to help the assembly become more transparent, accessible, accountable, and effective in promoting democracy. Now, legislators have been transformed into digital houses, he said, adding that this will be beneficial to the economy and environment. Now, e-assembly service is a prerequisite for democracy, a stage where ICT, information and communications technology forms integral part of democratic expressions, he said, adding that it will be a big platform for the country's oneness by linking all legislators of the country together in one platform. And Biren Singh also highlighted the Vahan applications of the Transport Department and digitizations and e-archiving of Manipur Gazette, which were launched yesterday. He further acknowledged and appreciated Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Speaker of the State Assembly, his team, and technical teams for the timely implementations of NEVA in the State Assembly, which is based on the Prime Minister's concept of one nation, one applications. Addressing the formal function, Speaker Sri Thoksom Satyabrata Singh said that today we are living in a digital world and that NEVA aims at connecting legislatures of the parliament and all legislative assemblies digitally. Satyabrata also spoke at length on the benefits of the House becoming paperless and the benefit of it will have on the environment by minimizing the use of paper in the House. Delivering the keynote address, Additional Secretary Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs and Mission Leader NEVA Dr. Satya Prakash congratulated the Speaker Manipur Legislative Assembly, all members of the House, including the Chief Minister and the people of the state, on the launching of NEVA. It is a proud moment for everyone, he said, adding that Manipur Assembly is going live on NEVA, becoming a part of digital houses, and this house will be the 13th Legislative Assembly to come to the platform and become digital from end to end. He added, NEVA symbolizes the nation's unwavering commitment to leverage technology for the enhancement of democracy and governance. It is an end-to-end process-based platform based on the principle of one nation, one application, he added. With NEVA, Manipur Assembly takes a significant stride today towards a digital era, empowering our legislators and citizens alike with state-of-the-art tools and resources to engage meaningfully in the democratic process. Through this platform, members will have access to comprehensive digital resources, including legislative documents, committee reports, debates, and much more, he added. Meanwhile, it may be added that a mock training sessions was also held for the members. The Naga Students Union Delhi NSUD has raised serious concerns regarding the recent decisions made by the Home Ministry concerning the Indo-Myanmar border. The NSUD has specifically expressed dismay over the withdrawal of the Free Movement Regime FMR and the initiations of border fencing along this frontier. In a strongly worded statement addressed to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the NSUD outlined several key issues with the decision. Firstly, NSUD emphasized the profound impact on the Naga people, whose cultural heritage and historical connections with Myanmar stand to be severely disrupted. The revocations of the FMR is viewed as an infringement on their fundamental rights and a setback to efforts towards resolving the Naga issue peacefully. Moreover, the NSUD highlighted the detrimental social-economic effects of these measures, particularly in the northeastern border states. As per Ukhrul Times, these regions, already grappling with developmental challenges, are likely to face increased isolations and economic hardship as a result of border fencing and restricted movement. The livelihoods of communities reliant on cross-border trade are at risk, exacerbating poverty and unemployment. Further, the NSUD pointed out that the contradictions with India's Act East policy, which seeks to enhance regional cooperations and economic integrations with Southeast Asian nations, including Myanmar. The decisions to impose barriers along the border undermines the spirit of this policy, hindering efforts to foster connectivity and cooperation. Furthermore, the NSUD raised concerns about the impact on India's international reputation, stressing the importance of upholding human rights and promoting regional cooperations on the global stage. The decisions risk portraying India as prioritizing security over such principles, potentially damaging diplomatic relations, NSUD added. The NSUD, in light of these concerns, urged the government to reconsider its decisions and engage in meaningful dialogue with all stakeholders, including the Naga people. Emphasizing the need for a holistic approach that prioritizes peace, development, and cooperation, the NSUD called for immediate actions to address the complex issues at hand. The NSUD statement underscores the growing apprehensions surrounding the government's border policies and emphasizes the need for a more inclusive and comprehensive approach. Joe Biden has said he believes a new temporary ceasefire in Gaza is possible by next Monday, as Hamas was reportedly considering a draft agreement for a 40-day pause in fighting and the exchange of dozens of Israel hostages for hundreds of Palestinian prisoners, according to Reuters sources. My national security advisor tells me that we're close, we're not done yet, Biden told reporters during a visit to New York on Monday after taping an appearance on NBC's Late Night with state mayors. My hope is by next Monday we'll have a ceasefire. During the mayor's interview, Biden also said Israel would be willing to temporarily halt its war during the upcoming Muslim fasting month of Ramadan if a deal is reached to release some of the hostages. Ramadan's coming up, and there has been an agreement by the Israelis that they would not engage in activities during Ramadan as well, in order to give us time to get all the hostages out, Biden said. His appearances came hours before details of a draft proposals from truce talks in Paris were reported by Reuters, citing a senior source close to the discussion. The plans reportedly included a 40-day pause in all military operations as well as the exchange of Palestinian prisoners for Israeli hostages at a ratio of 10-1. Under the ceasefire terms, hospitals and bakeries in Gaza would be repaired. 508 trucks would enter into the strip each day, and thousands of tents and caravans will be delivered to house the displaced, the Reuters source said. The draft also reportedly stated Hamas would free 40 Israeli hostages, including women, children under 19, people over 50, and the sick, while Israel would release about 400 Palestinian prisoners and would not rearrange them, the source said. It would also reportedly allow the gradual return of displaced civilians to northern Gaza, except men of military age. Over the weekend, Israel's war cabinet approved the both terms of a deal to pause fighting for several weeks in exchange for the release of hostages held in Gaza. In a projected bid to bring about a truce, Egypt, Qatar, and the United States, France, and others have acted as go-betweens for Israel and Hamas, with negotiations ongoing. U.S. officials hope a multi-week pause in fighting could offer a path to ending the war. But Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has stressed any truce deal would delay, not prevent, a ground invasion of Rafah in the war south of the Gaza Strip. I've set two war goals. The first is to release the hostages. The second is to destroy Hamas. And the third is to ensure that Gaza does not pose a threat to Israel in the future, he said, speaking on CBS Face of the Nation. Understand that unless we have total victory, we can't have peace. We can't leave Hamas in place. Netanyahu's office on Monday said the military has shown Israel's war cabinet its plan for evacuating civilians from Rafah. But no details have been released on where those displaced people could go. Meanwhile, Netanyahu has faced increasing public pressure over the fate of hostages still held in Gaza, and from a resurgent anti-government protest movement. In Israel, municipal elections twice delayed by the fighting will be held Tuesday in a poll which could gauge the public mood nearly 5 months into Israel's war against Hamas. The offensive on Naga, on Gaza, followed an attack in Israel by Hamas on 7 October that killed about 1,200 people and in which more than 200 people were taken hostage. About 100 hostages were freed in exchange for a week-long pause as part of an earlier deal. Israel officials believe about 130 hostages remained in Gaza. Biden's comments on the ceasefire came hours after an active duty member of the U.S. Air Force died after setting himself on fire outside the Israeli embassy in Washington to protest against the war in Gaza. The situation has become politically complicated for the U.S. president, who is surveying for votes in the U.S. presidential primary elections. Ahead of the primary elections in Michigan on Tuesday, activists have urged Democrats to mark their ballots uncommitted rather than support Biden, to push the president to change course and call for a permanent ceasefire. We thank you for joining our program. That is all from us tonight.